If you're a hockey fan, and have been for a while, you've probably heard the Manon Rheaume story.
I don't do this just to art the first moment. I do this because I love hockey and I want to go higher.
But here we are, 28 years later, and we're still finding out new things about Rheaume and her experience in the league.
I kind of had a little panic inside of me.
In 1992, she became the first female goaltender in league history when, as a 20-year-old who had been on Canada's national women's team, she was brought to the expansion Tampa Bay Lightning's training camp by then GM Phil Esposito. She played one period of an exhibition game against the St. Louis Blues. She allowed 2 goals on 9 shots, but more importantly, inspired young girls everywhere to play the game. When Rheaume took the ice for her first day of training camp, she got thrown right into the fire. They immediately split the players up for a mini tournament, and every goalie was given 1 period. And with no social media, or the internet for that matter, to keep us updated on what she was doing, it wasn't widely reported that she did pretty well.
Absolutely, and that's what people doesn't realize when they said, oh, they only put you in the game for publicity. Tampa Bay would have never put me in the game if I didn't play well in the camp. It's really after the first time I stepped on the ice, we started right away with a mini tournament. Everybody was divided in 4 different teams, and every goalie was playing a full period. We won the game 5-1. I did not allow any goal in my period and 14 shots. I was the only goalie in the 4 goalie in that game, not allowing any goals.
And it was that performance that prompted Phil Esposito to say this at the press conference that followed.
Absolutely. The coaching staff sees fit to put her for a period in a game or half of a game. I don't know how they're going to do it. Yeah, she's going to play.
Yep, that's how she found out. At a press conference on live TV.
I didn't know much English, but I did understand that. And I kind of had a little panic inside of me. So this is just the first time on the ice and you're already talking about an exhibition game. I didn't even have something to wear to go to the game. You know, most of the guys wear suits and things like that because I didn't expect playing in the game. So they had to send me shopping with his daughter to make sure I had something to wear for the game.
As you would expect, the announcement sparked a media frenzy. Everyone wanted a piece of the young goaltender who was making history. And that included David Letterman.
Manon Rheaume.
Hockey for me is a passion.
Hockey for me is a passion. Say that again. Just say that part again.
Hockey for me is a passion.
Oh, and if she looks really calm during this interview, well, there's a good reason why.
Actually, I didn't know who he was. I was from Quebec, never had English TV at home, never went to bed at 11 o'clock at night. So I didn't know who he was. And I guess I was not all stressed out about it. And it's not until 10 years later, after I was living in the US and watching the show and looking at everybody that was on that show, and I'm like, I cannot believe I was on that show.
But it wasn't all positive reaction. As you may expect, she had to deal with the naysayers. There were people saying it was all just a publicity stunt, something Esposito himself was no stranger to saying even at the time. And there were some people who just didn't think it was a good idea to see a woman playing in the NHL. And one of those people just happened to be Tampa Bay head coach Terry Crisp, an opinion he changed years later.
One of the best interviews that it felt so great to hear was 20 years after the fact that I played. He was in Nashville on a radio station. He was the one interviewing me, and he said that exact same thing back then. At first, I thought Phil was crazy, but I have to admit, she deserved to start that game. She earned it. It was really, really cool to hear that all those years later from someone that, you know, at first, like you said, it was just different for people.
Now, Rheaume would play for 7 different pro teams over the next 5 years, won a silver medal at the 1998 Olympics, and wrote a book about her experiences. But it all comes back to that exhibition game in 1992.
I think that when I played, I didn't realize the impact that my story would have on people and how big of a deal of me playing. It was like the first and only time now in any of the 4 major sports. And at that time, I was just playing hockey.